Dear students, today in this video we shall discuss the different types of questions related with the bijective function. Solution of the question doesn't matter. Important thing is to understand the steps of the solution of the question. If you understand the steps properly, then automatically you can find out the solution of the questions. I will discuss here the very important question which many times asked in the CBSE examination. In future also such type of question may ask related with the bijective function. I have given here the question, try to understand its language, so that the function is from natural number to natural number, n to n. Natural number to natural number. That is why you see carefully. And the function is given by fx is equal to 2x. And what you will prove? You will have to prove this function is 1, 1, but not on 2. If you understand this question, automatically you will understand the other questions also. Okay, some more steps I discussed yesterday regarding the domain, codomain as well as range related with the function. Because these three things, these three definitions will play the very important role to find out the solution of this question. That is why you must have to review the definition of domain, codomain as well as range. Domain, each and every element belongs to n, that will come under domain. Each and every element of this n which is in the right side related with the function comes in codomain as well as range. If range of the function will be equal to y, then it will be the onto function. That I discussed in the previous video. I do hope that all of you will try to understand. And my dear student, you like my video and subscribe so that I shall be motivated and I will give you some more and more videos with the different types of solutions of the question, important questions, so that you will be benefited in future in the forthcoming examination. Okay, let me discuss the question. Dear student, you see function is given fx is equal to 2x from natural number to natural number. Let me write it so that you will understand. This will come domain, in domain, and this natural number will come in codomain. This you must have to write, domain, so that you will understand this is domain and this natural. Otherwise it will be very difficult to understand. This is and this will be in the domain and this will be in the codomain. And I will explain the solution of the question properly by taking domain as well as codomain. Okay, let's see x1. These are the two natural numbers belongs to n. What n? Domain. Domain. Because I told you the function f from x to y. This is domain and this will be codomain as well as range. That is why x1, x2 belongs to n, means this n. Here we have assumed two natural numbers which are x1, x2 belongs to a domain. Okay, as per the function is given over here. Fx is equal to 2x. But first of all we will take the natural number x1. That is why I am just going to put over here x1 and here is also x1. Secondly, fx2 will be 2x. See carefully, 2x2. This is 2x1 and this is 2x2. Now, as per the definition which I told you, the definition in the previous video of 1, 1 is injective function. As per the definition, by the definition, what was the definition? If fx1 will be equal to fx2, implies that, what is the value of fx1? Just before I told you, 2x1, and it will be equal to 2x2. Okay, and 2 will be cancelled by 2, x1 will be equal to x2. For O, you must have to write x1, x2 belongs to and what n? Domain. That is why the function is 1. Function will be 1 as per the definition. Okay, I think you understand this step, that the function is 1. If fx1 is equal to fx2 implies that x1 is equal to x2, then what does it mean? Every element of x means this one, domain, having the images with the elements of y different, means each and every element of x having the different images with the element of y. That is why the function is 1. F is 1. Therefore, f is 1. Injective function. F is 1. Okay, now I will discuss whether it is onto or not. Onto function. That is very easy, very simple to understand. Let me take whether the function is onto or not. Okay, I will just going to remove it from here so that we can write the solution onto function. I will discuss more and more questions so that you will understand. Next condition, second case will be onto. Onto. Regarding the onto, I have discussed, I will draw the figure so that you will understand. Dear student, see, that is n. What n? Domain. Domain is x. And this will be n. Codomain n. Okay, this is under f. Okay, let me take natural number 1, 2, 3, 4. As many as natural numbers as you can take belongs to domain. Similarly here 1, 2, 3, 4. See properly, I am taking the figure so that you will understand properly whether the function is onto or not. I can calculate it by taking directly by the formula, but I am going to draw the figure so that you will understand. Because I discussed yesterday, by drawing the figure, means in the previous video, by drawing the figure whether the function is onto or not. Same thing I am just going to explain over here. Function is what? You must have to keep in mind this thing. Function from natural number to natural number. Okay? Domain and codomain. Okay. Now, I will take one element. Function is given over here, fx. Fx means y. Fx means y, you know, because this is a very simple thing, 2x. 2x. Now, I will take y1, x1. Okay, x1, suppose x1 is, if x1 is equal to 1. 1 means, you see, domain. This is x1, y. Okay, you substitute the value of x1 and get the value of y1. That is 2 and 1, that is 2. Means y1 is equal to 2. If x1 will be there, then 1 will form the image with 2 in y, in the codomain. 1 will form the image with 2. Okay. Then second case, another case you take. One more thing you take. If x is equal to x2, let me take x2 so that you will understand. x2 will be equal to 2. Next, this 2 I am taking from domain, and y2 means y2, y1, y2 we are taking in the codomain. y2 means 2, x2 will be equal to 2 into 2, that will be equal to 4. Means y2, 2 which belongs to domain, natural number, it forming the image with 4. Dear student, you see, 1 forming the image with 2. 2 in the domain forming the image in the codomain with 4 with y. And I told you regarding the onto function. Onto function means there should not be an element in y which do not have the image with the elements of x, some element of x. That is why there is no value of x in the domain which will be equal to 1 as well as 3. That is why 1 and 3 are not forming the image with the elements, with some elements of x. That is why this function is not onto. You see 1 and 3 left in y, they do not form the image with some element of x. That is why it is not onto function. By calculating the thing, that is why. So f is not onto function. I have explained the solution of this question by drawing the figure. That is why, because the student feel very difficult to explain, to find out the solution of onto function. Into function, injective function easily you can find out. But for surjective function is onto, it is where the student feel difficult to find out its solution. That is why you see carefully and the solution, so that you will understand properly in the other questions. Okay, because so many methods are there to find out the solution of the question. This thing I have explained by using the detail of the solution of the question. One more thing I can take, if you want, that I am taking one more thing without the figure. Without the figure, I am going to tell you whether the function is onto or not. Let me take, suppose, let y is equal to 2. 2 means codomain. Because it is a natural number. Y is natural number, you see. Means y means fx. Fx is equal to y. I have taken. And this is natural number. You see, natural number I am taking 2 belongs to natural number. What natural number? Codomain. Codomain is this one. Okay? 2, that is natural number which belongs to codomain. And you see, what is its value? Fx. Fx is equal to 2x. 2x is equal to y. Or you can say that y will be equal to x by 2. X by 2, you tell me y is equal to x by 2. X by 2. This is not a natural number for any value of x. If you take the different values of x, or if you want to take, let me take in this way. In that way also you can take 2x is equal to y, or x is equal to y upon 2. You see that does not belong to n. N means x, we got the value of x, domain. Very important thing, because y upon 2, it will not be a natural number. You take any number from y is codomain natural number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3 in place of y is this natural number, codomain. In place of y, you write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you will not get the natural number. Means the value of x will not be equal to the natural number. Natural number means it will not belong to domain. That is why f is not onto function. In two different ways, I have explained the solution of the same question, which is very, very important, and I do hope that you can find out similarly the solution of other questions. Let me take the other questions also, so that my main aims and objective is that you must understand the procedure, so that you can find out the solution of the question. Okay, let me take one more question on the kind of the bijective function. Dear student, I am taking the question which already asked in the CBSE examination. These are the, if you will see the sample paper, each and every question which I am just going to discuss here is given in the sample paper. Okay, let me take the question, another question which I have collected to understand. Let me take the question for you. Check the injectivity. Injectivity means 1. Injectivity and surjectivity. Surjectivity means onto function. Subjectivity of the following. of the following function. Function is, see, similar kind of function I am taking, you see, so that you will understand. Given by fx will be equal to x square. See, let me take the solution. Similar kind of thing I will take, because this is a little bit different and very important question. Solution, similar kind of thing. This is domain and this will be codomain. This and natural number comes in the domain and this will come under the codomain as well as range. See, let x1, x2 belongs to n. N is domain. Okay, now function is this one. Similar kind of thing, as I told you, fx1 will be equal to x1 square, fx2 will be equal to x2 square. Substitute these values. Now I am taking fx1 is equal to fx2. It will be equal to x1 square is equal to x2 square. See carefully, I have taken x1, x2 belongs to n. N is this one. Domain, as I told you, this is comes in the codomain. x1, x2, substitute the value fx1 will be equal to fx2. Its value will be this one. And you can factorize it, dear student. x1 square minus x2 square is equal to 0, and it will be x1 plus x2 and x1 minus x2. You see, x1 plus x2, these are the natural number, belongs to natural number. I have taken in the beginning. That is why sum of the natural number never be equal to 0. Because you have studied in the previous classes when you got the factorization. Either this one will be equal to 0 or this one will be equal to 0. Or both will be equal to 0, then their product will be 0. Otherwise, this will not be equal to 0, my dear student. Therefore, x1 plus x2 does not equal to 0, as x1 comma x2 belongs to n. What n? Domain. You must have to give the each and every step, otherwise the marks will be deducted. Now then what will happen? x1 minus x2, sum of the natural number will not be equal to 0, but the difference of the natural number may be equal to 0. Because 2 is 0, 2 is natural number, 2 minus 2 will be equal to 0, 3 minus 3 will be equal to 0. Yes. Now, you will have to see fx1 is equal to fx2 implies that same thing I am taking, x1 minus x2 will be equal to 0 or x1 plus is equal to x2. Same thing as per the definition, this function is injective function for all x1, x2 belongs to n. N is domain. If these two natural number belongs to n, then only by the definition you can say that the function is injective function. Function is injective. Okay, f is injective function. Now after that, the term comes for onto function, because here it is given, check whether the injectivity and surjectivity of the function. Function is injective. Injective is 1. Okay, let me discuss. The function is onto. For onto function, let me take onto or surjective. Or onto. For the function, same kind of function, this given over here. Okay, let me take the similar kind of thing. Don't worry regarding that one. Try to understand. See over here, I am taking fx. Fx is given over here, function is given over here. Let me take this y. Okay, and y will be equal to, suppose you take 2, 3, whatever it will be, you take 3, belongs to n. And what? Codomain n. I am taking now the element in codomain, because that is natural number. 3 is also natural number, belongs to n, and it is equal to fx. Fx means y. Okay, in place of fx, you write its value x square. X square is equal to 3, belongs to n. But you tell me, my dear student, that x will be equal to plus minus root 3, whether it belongs to n. X that belongs to codomain, domain. X, the value of x, that is natural number. But root 3 and minus root 3, this will be the natural number? No, it will not be the natural number. That is why this does not belong to n. And what? Domain. That is why you can see that the function is not on. Function is not on. F is not surjective function. If it is not surjective, function is injective, but function is not surjective. If it is not surjective, then what you will say? The function is not a bijective function. That is why you see, I told you the first question. Now the second question, let me take one more question. I am taking more and more questions so that you will practice the questions and you will understand the procedure, just to understand the procedure. Because practice makes a man perfect. If you will practice the number of questions, then automatically topic will be clear to you. Okay, let me take one more question. Here, similar kind of thing. You will have to check the injectivity and surjectivity. Injectivity and the surjectivity. Check the injectivity. Injectivity and subjectivity of the function. Function, you see, f such that from real number to real number. Okay, I am taking the function, you see, from real number to real number, and the value of fx given by fx will be equal to 3 minus 4x. Very, very important question. Several times asked in the exam. Subject, you prove whether the function is bijective function, like that. Instead of writing injectivity and subjectivity, you say bijective function. Let me take whether it is bijective function or not. First of all, solution into function means one function, or injectivity. Okay, let me take function is given over here. This is real number, this is also real number. Dear student, you must know the definition of the real number. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to understand the question. Real number means sum of rational and irrational numbers. That is real number. Means all the numbers will be, instead of imaginary number, that will come under real number. Whether it may be rational, irrational, integers, whatever. Okay, you see, we will discuss this function, but let x1, x2, this belongs to R. R what R? Domain. Domain R is this one. This is domain and this is codomain, as I told you. And for the same thing, we are discussing the solution of the question. Okay, now fx1 is equal to fx2 by the definition of one function. Okay, fx1, you take the value of fx1 from here. Fx1, it will be equal to 3 minus 4x1. fx2 will be equal to 3 minus 4x2. Okay, substitute it over here. 3 minus 4x1 and will be equal to, because both are equal, we have to put the symbol 3 minus 4x2. You see, 3 will be cancelled and 4 will also be removed. That is why you got x1 is equal to x2. Dear student, I think the function is as per the definition of the one-word function for all x1, x2 belongs to R. R what? What are? Domain. The function is injective. As per the definition, fx1 is equal to fx2 implies that x1 is equal to x2. Function is injective. Even though by drawing the figure, diagram, you also can explain the similar kind of thing. That is why the function is injective function. F is injective. I will tell you the same method. F is injective function. Let me discuss now surjectivity of the function. Surjectivity. Okay. Surjectivity means on to function. On to surjectivity. Surjectivity, similar kind of thing as I told you earlier. Similar kind of thing, let us discuss. Okay, fx, y is equal to that. Fx and fx is equal to, you see, function 3 minus 4. Let me take y over here. First of all, assume the value of y, and put the value of it here. 3, y belongs to R. R what? Codomain. Codomain. But 3 minus 4x, put its value, which is given over here, is equal to y. And you see, minus 4x will be equal to y minus 3, or x will be equal to minus, you will take negative sign, y plus 3, because I multiply all the side by the negative sign and this thing. Means you see, it will belong to R. What are? Domain. Dear student, for any value of y, you substitute any real value in place of y, you will get that value in domain. Any value by substituting in place of y in the codomain, you will get the real value in 4x as well as in domain. That is why the function is also surjective function, means function is on to. Once again you see, for any value of y, substitute the value of y, you will get the real value. And real value is, which will belongs to real value domain. That is why each and every value for this real number is codomain having the image with some element of x. X means domain, real number domain. That is why the function is surjective. F is surjective. F is surjective. Surjective is, what does it mean? This function is injective. We have proved this function is also surjective. That is why f is a bijective function. Therefore, f is bijective function. This is a bijective function. My dear student, I think you understand. I have taken the different questions for you to understand the bijectivity, means injectivity, surjectivity, then bijectivity. Means I told you, if you know the definition as well as the formula, you solve the simple questions. Go to difficult, break the difficult into simple, you can solve the difficult question. And I do hope that all of you will do better in the forthcoming examination. Dear student, you inspire me, motivate me also, and like my video as well as subscribe my channel. This will be the inspiring, motivational aspect for me. Thank you.